Perhaps you're familiar with this table. It's from The Will of the Many and The Strength of the Few. And I was so frustrated, I actually did a bunch of math to figure out how much strength do people actually have, because these numbers didn't quite seem to match some of what the book was saying, and I cannot imagine someone has the strength of 40,000 people. I don't know, that just sounds insane. So I did the math. So on page 64 of The Will of the Many, it explains that a septimus has 8 octavi seating half their will, a sextus has 7 septimi seating half their will, and so on. Therefore here we have 8 octavi seating to a septimus, 7 septimi seating to a sextus, and so on. And then to calculate the strength, when not seating anyway, you would take here, there are 8 octavi, you're seating half their will, and you add the strength of the person accepting the will, or receiving it, and that is 5. Same thing here, you take this number, divided by 2, times 7, which is the number that are seating to them, plus 1. That makes 18.5. Take that number here, 18.5. Seat half their will. There are 6 of them, plus 1. And that makes 56.5. I'll fill in the rest. Just fast forward through it. So here you have the strength of each when they are not seating. However, when they're seating, you want to divide all of this by half. And we assume that they are usually seating, except for the princeps, of course. So finally, we have here the strength when seating. Of course, princeps never seats, so their strength remains the same, but everyone else will generally seed. So this is the strength that they remain with. Okay, so here you can see more specifically how many people are seating. Of course, 2 dimidi seating to a princeps and 3 tertii seating to a dimidius. And over here we see strength. We have full strength when someone is not seating, so anyone who is a totius, who is at the top of their pyramid, will not seed. Of course, princeps will never seed, but also if there is a totius quartus, they would have this strength instead of having to seed to a tertius. The same with a totius quintus. It just depends on the pyramid, but definitely in the senatorial pyramids, all of these will be seating because they will reach princeps level. So yeah, it just depends on the configuration of the particular pyramid. Though I think it's safe to say that these will always seed, and these will often seed. And if we get to this level, it's going to be in the senatorial pyramid, so they will be seeding as well. I hope this was helpful. I spent really way too much time trying to figure out how will and seating and strength worked, because all of these numbers were very confusing to me, because how can you have 46,000 people seating to you, and how does that work with the math and the strength that the letter mentioned? So yeah, I figured out the math. Just to double check, 63 is... How the heck did I do it? Okay, regrettably, I have noticed that something has changed in the Catenan rankings. So that kind of confuses my math a bit. I don't know if that was a mistake, if there was correction made. Basically, this used to be 56. This used to be 336 in the Will of the Many. This whole table is from the second book, The Strength of the Few. And so previously, this was equal to 8 times 7. So that's how we get to that number. And then this one was equal to, 8 times 7 times 6. And so everything checked out. But now with these numbers, I don't know, maybe I have to rethink my math? But how could the whole table change? So, yeah, I thought I was helping you guys, but maybe you can help me and explain to me why the rankings table has changed. Specifically, this part. I cannot believe that these tables are different. This one is Strength of the Few, this one is Will of the Many, and the numbers are different. So the math I did may not be mathing anymore. And what the hell does this mean? Why did the number of people they are taking will from, why did that change? Is that to do with a change in the story, or is that a mistake? Because now I'm not sure my math works anymore. And that's very frustrating, because I don't know how to adapt it to the new table. Hopefully new information comes to light. I love how they're also like, well, this math is so easy, any child in the hierarchy would know it. Like, yeah, okay, different culture, different learnings, but any child would understand this? Doubtful.